Hello everybody and welcome to Dynamic GT League's race 8 of 9 of the Toyota SFR Championship, this week from Monza with no cars. Quick look at the championship standings. De Minaur leading the way on 126 points. It's possible for him to take the title today if Iceman or SGP don't outscore him by more than 11 points. Those two locked together in joint second place, and then we've got Steve F1 in 4th, James Hulkenberg in 5th and Jason in 6th. Qualifying around Monza is always important, so let's have a look at the qualifying order. And SGP takes another pole position, joined on the front row again by De Minaur, and then we've got Dave the Harp, James Hulkenberg, Steve F1, Iceman, Jason, Bunzel, Twilight, SRI, Groover, Rich Blues and Formula Gary. The most tight battle in the championship is between the pole sitter and Iceman in 6th place, so let's get over to the action. The drivers are ready, but before we get going, I've decided I'm going to play a little game with James. And the only thing is, James has no idea that he's taking part. Now, what I've decided to do is change a few of the names of the corners around this track. The first corner, for example, is called Curva Grande, but I'm not going to call it that. I'm going to call it Grande Preservativo, which means the Great Condom. And the first chicane, I can't actually remember what it's called at the moment, but that's because I'm going to call it the Quattro Formaggio, which means the 4 cheese pizza. And then there's the triple chicane, the fast one a little later around the track, which its real name is Ascari, but I'm not going to call it that. Instead, I'm going to call it Asgiacomo, which means Ask James. Sorry, James. So let's see how long it takes for James to clock on, or if he doesn't clock on at all. Enjoy. So the drivers are ready then. SGP on pole position here at Monza. De Minaur 2nd, Hulkenberg 4th, and Dave the Harp just ahead of him. As we get ready, the lights go out. It looks like a good start for SGP and De Minaur and Hulkenberg by the looks of it. Steve F1 trying to close the gap in as well, but Hulkenberg's gained a place straight away over Dave the Harp.
Yeah, just a bit of a weird one there. Expecting the drivers on the left-hand side of the grid, so that's SGP and Dave the Harp, to have a better start, but it looks like the inside of the grid was more grippy. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, Slipstream not benefiting either of the two front runners at the moment, but Hulkenberg getting a lovely run around the Grande Preservativo into Quattro Formaggio. I tell you what, it's getting close, you know.
It is getting close. I'm surprised that De Minaur's all over the back of SGP though.
Yeah, he's trying to see if he can get SGP out of position. But Hulkenberg sneaks up the inside like the little wasp that he is today.
Yeah, so SGP, I think he'll be quite surprised that he's replaced De Minaur for James Hulkenberg right up his jacksie. So here we go, we're going to go down under the bridge, and this is the lowest point on the circuit, coming to a very high speed braking zone.
Hulkenberg's looking up the inside of the Asgiacomo. Can he make the move? Always getting SGP out of position, but Hulkenberg may have a good run on the exit of the corner if he can hold it right behind that rear wing. Yes, he has. He's got a great run here as they head down to the Parabolica. And then that's Dave the Harp trying to get up alongside De Minaur, but I don't think he's going to be able to do it. Hulkenberg having a look up the inside into the Parabolica. Can he get it slowed down in time? No, he's going off, onto what used to be green stuff.
Oh, I thought he was going straight into gravel. He's managed to hold it, but now he's got Iceman on his back. But Dave the Harp's right in the slipstream.
That he is. Dave the Harp benefits there. Hulkenberg's dropped down to 6th place, so Iceman has managed to sneak past. And that battle for 2nd place, we've got SGP and Iceman both on 95 points as De Minaur's having a look at SGP. SGP going to the inside around the Grande Preservativo. Can he hold it around the inside? Yes, he can. As Dave the Harp's getting closer and behind. They're 3 wide as we've got a car off into the gravel.
Yeah, I think that was Jason running wide through turn 1, but De Minaur
into the Quattro Formaggio. Can he do it? Yes, he can. And Steve F1's having a look as well, but he's hit the curb and it's getting a little bit frantic behind. Go on.
Dave the Harp's up the inside of Demonar, so I think he's just managed to get into P2.
That he has. How has Demonar ended up in third place? He was overtaken for the lead, but Dave the Harp, he's making a fight of it through the second Lesmo. So Demonar was going for the lead, but now he's got to fend off Dave the Harp, who wants that second place. And you know what I think he's taking it as? I think we've got Bunsell spinning around in the background.
Spinning around like Kylie Minogue, but Iceman is joining this battle now behind Demonar, and Iceman and SGP need to get as many points as they can over Demonar if they want to try and take the title to the final round.
Yeah, definitely, but by the looks of it, Dave the Harp wants to get in on the fight for the win here. No, he doesn't. He wants to get into the gravel instead. He may lose the position to Iceman here if Iceman has got a decent run on him. He has. Quick flash of the lights. Is Iceman going to go for a look up the inside? He's looking, but actually, James, Iceman had benefited by not going for the move and going for it down the main straight, would he not?
Possibly, but yeah, Dave the Harp, I think he's struggling to. I mean, he's definitely got a lot of pace today, but Iceman's gone through, and now it's really detached. P345 away from 1-2, and Demonar's now in the lead of the race, but SGP, could he slip into that slipstream?
He doesn't have to. Demonar comes across, but I think that's just so he can take this corner absolutely flat out. SGP will have to lift, but he'll still get the benefit of the slipstream as they head into the Quattro for Maggio. Can he do anything under the brakes? No, Demonar covers off the inside line and says, we're having absolutely none of that, mate.
Yeah, but a bit of curb there. Curb riding. Luckily, Demonar set up his car so that he can take that curb. If you've got your ride height too low, you just end up flying off into the gravel. Yeah,
not only that, if your ride height's too low and you dip into the gravel, you get stuck very badly. Or even after the corners that they're coming up to now, the Astia Como. Yeah, if you run a little bit wide on the exit, the curbs can spin you. And talking about running wide, it's got nothing to do with that. SGP all over the back of Demonar. So even though Demonar's taken the lead, he can't pull away.
Yeah, I think the frustration of being out at the front, not having that slipstream. The slipstream's just so strong round here. Whoever's out in front cannot seem to run away with this. But Demonar's trying his best, but SGP will not give up on this.
Definitely won't. Now we are almost 5 minutes into this race. It's a 24-lap race. It's going to be about 40 minutes long as SGP looking up the inside. Demonar's gone deep. He's gone deep. He's gone deep.
Yeah, but Demonar could get straight back in the slipstream to get a run down towards turn 1. He's so close behind SGP.
Yeah, he's so close. He's not actually benefiting from the slipstream. They're going to go side by side. Iceman, he'll benefit from the slipstream. Then we've still got Dave the Harp and Steve F1, Twilight, Hulkenberg, and then SRI. So it looks like these two are out. I mean, could that have been a tactical manoeuvre by Demonar there? Go deep into the Parabolica to get the slipstream down in towards the Grande Preservativo.
Possible, but it's too close. I think it's really just driving on your wits on a knife edge. But Demonar's, he just locked up. No, he just managed to make it there.
That he did. Iceman still trying to close that gap. I was going to mention as well, strategy could be a crucial feature of this race. The tyre wear isn't too bad around this track as SGP nearly runs wide. Yeah, the tyre wear isn't too bad. So,
somebody in the background. I think that was Twilight. Just lost the rear end. I mean, he's off again. He's off again.
That he is. So Twilight spinning around, as you said, like Kylie Minogue. Or was that so bad it was more like a sister? Anyway, it looks like Demonar's opening up a little bit of a gap now. Not a big gap. Or Hulkenberg side by side with Rich Blues. Can he make the move? Yes, he can. That's a lovely little overtake. But Steve F1, he's attacking Dave the Harp now. Steve F1 looks like he's been pacing himself to begin with.
Yeah, he's looking after them tyres, but there's a massive gap now to himself and P1, so he needs to try and pull away now from Dave the Harp and not get caught in a squabble. But SGP's up the inside.
Yeah, Demonar going wide again at the final corner, but I'm thinking that could be tactical, because he's in the same position and he's probably going to make the move again. Dave the Harp's into the pits. I was talking strategy. That could be very interesting for Dave the Harp as Demonar does go for the move up the inside of SGP. He's going to have the tighter line unless he can slot back across. He can't because SGP's definitely fighting this one out.
I'm surprised that Iceland has not been able to capitalise on these two squabbling. He's getting closer, but SGP, which way he's going to go? He's going to go on the racing line. Demonar covering that one off.
Oh, it's getting ever so tight in the Quattro Formaggio, and here comes Iceman. Now he's able to benefit as these two go side by side into the first Lesmo. What are they going to do into the second Lesmo? They're still side by side. Demon R's on the curb. SGP's got the inside line. SGP's got the lead.
Iceman shoving it up the inside. Oh no, he just pulled out at the last second. I thought he was going to shove it up the inside of Demon Eye and Lesmo too.
Yeah, I mean, one thing you definitely don't want to do is pull out of the turn one Grande Preservativo, because if you do, you're just going to lose so much time with everybody else going so fast around turn one. But the Lesmos, that's a whole different ball game. The corners are too tight, too quick, that you're better off living to fight another day.
Yeah, living to fight another day is SGP, but Demon Eye looks like he's going straight for the move straight away.
Yeah, that he is. So Demon Eye went deep into the Parabolica last time, but he was leading on that occasion, so let's see what's going to happen this time around. Looks like he's braking early, taking a wide line to slot in behind. I'm wondering, if Iceman's gears are perhaps a little bit too short, because given the position he's in, he should at least be able to overtake SGP heading down towards turn one.
Yeah, I'm just surprised. I mean, in the rest of the circuit, he seems to be very, very close, just like what Demon R is now. But he doesn't seem to be able to just pull in the top end of the engine. It looks like he's just hitting the limiter, probably. Yeah,
definitely. Demon R once again slotting in front of SGP to try and maximise the speed through the corner. But SGP, is he going to have another attack back into the Quattro Formaggio? No, Demon R's covering it off nicely. They went side by side through there previously, not on this occasion though. Dave the Harp, he's now got himself into 8th place. He's already pitted, and the undercut here could be absolutely massive, but if Dave the Harp is in the pack, he could lose a lot of time.
Yeah, so he's just got himself in front of Groover. Next up the road for Demon R is...
for Demon R. Next up the road for Demon R is the Ask Giacomo.
Exactly. No, the next up the road for Dave the Harp is SRI, but here we go, SGP pretty much scraping that black paint off the back of Demon R's car.
That he is. I mean, SGP has been phenomenal in the last couple of races, taking poles and the victories, and it's been a while since we've seen these two have a proper battle. We saw it for the first stint in Brazil, but yeah, hopefully they can carry this one out through the course of the race. We can just about see Dave the Harp in the background, quite a way off the lead, but he already has made a pit stop, and we're up to 10 minutes. James, the Demon R surely heading into the pits at this point. 10 minutes. No, he's not. No, he's not.
Yeah, he's just pulled. He's trying to do a bit of a dummy there. SGP's tucked back into the slipstream. And yeah, unfortunately, I think this is going to be the first time where SGP leads into turn one, because if he pulls out at the last minute and shoves it up the inside, I think SGP is going to be in front now.
You know what? I think SGP was just bump drafting Demon R then, because when you think about it, SGP is in a fight with Iceman, so he doesn't want to get caught by Iceman. So instead of attempting to overtake Demon R and perhaps possibly lose a bit of time, he's decided to bump draft him to try and keep the gap to Iceman. Questionable as to whether that is legal, but if you're the car in front, you don't mind being bumped along on the straight.
Oh, definitely not.
They're both off! They're both off! Demon R's into the barrier! SGP's all over the place! Iceman sneaks through for the lead!
I mean, Demon Eye will be foaming there. He's not lost too much. SGP, I think, just kind of lost control in sympathy, and Iceman just took no prisoners whatsoever, shoved it up the inside of Lesmo 2, and he's now in the lead of the race. But crucially, I don't think he's got that top end speed.
No, I think you're right there. And crucially, Steve F1, one of the outstanding drivers at the championship on a rate of improvement, is now on the battle for the lead as well. And I do think he's been... We can see in the white and blue car in the background behind Hulkenberg. That's Dave the Harp. Remember, he has already made his first pit stop, so could be doing an extra pit stop compared to these guys. Iceman's round wide. I'm wondering if his tyres are going off a little bit, but I wouldn't expect him to pit yet, because he always goes longer. He's into the pits!
He's following SGP. He thinks that SGP's got the superior strategy, but Demon R stays out. He's gone past 10 minutes. Can you believe it?
I'm surprised. He's not just gone past 10 minutes, he's gone past 11 minutes, and Steve F1 is all over the back of him. May even have a look into the Grande Preservativo. But yes, he is. He's going to have a look. No, is he? No. Yes, he is. The door is closed.
So close. I mean, Steve F1, his rate of improvement is massive, and right now there's many drivers there that have just kept their foot in, shoved it in there, and they're in a massive crash. But no, he kept his brain.
SRI testing the grip in the gravel, and he'll find that there isn't a lot out there as SGP is now attempting a move on Rich Blues. That's a risky one. Oh, you know what? How the hell did that work? Oh, nice man sneaks through as well. You know what? That was a damn dare move from SGP, and he's lucky in a way that Rich Blues saw him coming.
I think SGP was very much of the mindset, if I don't get this done now, Iceman's coming past me.
Yeah, and interestingly as well, Iceman, he has pretty much always gone longer on the strategies, but it's possible that he was bearing in mind the points difference as Twilight is side by side with somebody who was there. I think it may have been James Hawker. No, it's Jason, sorry. Jason is side by side. He gets the move done into the Giacomo, but SGP is now closing in on the back of Formula Gary and Jason, and there is SGP. And here's Iceman. Iceman's making the move. He's got the slipstream. Oh, that's very opportunistic. But yeah, I think Iceman followed SGP into the pits because those two are on equal points, and Iceman doesn't want to lose out to SGP on an undercut.
Yeah, so right now, Dave the Arts up into P3, the top two have just pitted.
Yeah, into the pits they go then. Soft tyres on both of their cars, and Dave the Harp is into the pits for his second stop. But look at this, Hulkenberg, he led the race on lap one for a moment. He's now leading the race again. Hasn't pitted yet, I don't think, has he?
No, he's not pitted yet, but here comes Twilight and Jason
and SGP and Iceman.
Yes, Hulkenberg goes slightly defensive into turn one, and here comes SGP round the outside of Jason. That's a lovely move.
It is. Iceman's going to try and follow him as well, and with their fresher tyres they will have the benefit of better grip into the corner, so Jason can't do a lot about that, but he has got Groovo right behind him. And who was that? Is that Formula Gary? Yeah, Formula Gary there as well, and then SRI, Bunzel. You know what? Every race this championship, James, has been frantic. But look at this.
SGP. Up the inside.
Yeah, into the lead he goes through the second Lesmo. Hulkenberg hasn't pitted yet though, so this is interesting for Hulkenberg. He may come out in a cleaner bit of road when he does pit.
Yeah, and that is crucial as well, because the first few laps of your tyre life, you do not want to be stuck up behind somebody's gearbox like SGP. Knows that, and that's why he disposed of Rich Blue straight out of the box.
Yeah, definitely. So SGP was leading the race. No, Demon R was leading the race, wasn't he? When SGP pitted, but Demon R is now sitting in 7th place, having just got past Dave the Harp. So where is Steve F1?
Iceman up the inside of Hulkenberg.
Yeah, that he is. I tell you what, Steve F1 has got ahead of Demon R, so Steve F1 is making moves. So Steve F1 potentially sitting 3rd place, but Groover now attacking Jason as they make their way down towards the Grande Preservativo. Hulkenberg into the pits. So is he going to come out in a clear bit of track? I think he will, but right at the back potentially.
But he's the last one to pit. Everybody else has pitted. That's the furthest I think we've ever seen James Hulkenberg go.
Yeah, definitely. Or Steve F1 taking a defensive line with Demon R behind him as they make their way towards the Quattro. Formaggio, Jason and Groover ahead of them battling, but Demon R chucking it up the inside. That's aggressive. Side by side, there you go. And Steve F1 realises he can't do much about it, but Demon R leaves him the room on the exit of the corner and gets the move done.
That is textbook, absolutely textbook driving. Takes two to tango, both left room for each other. No collision, perfect.
Yeah, and now they're all over the back of Groover. Jason has managed to open up a little bit of a gap to Groover. SGP, I think, has got a minute gap to Iceman for first and second. Demon R making the move on Groover. Is Steve F1 going to be able to get past as well as they make their way towards the Giacomo? Can he do it?
I think he needs to. He needs to shove it up there. If he doesn't, I think he may get caught up in this pack, and Demon R may be released.
Oh, Steve F1. I think he may have just got hit into the gravel there. We didn't see it, but for Steve F1 to go that far off, it would be something unusual. So that's massively unfortunate. But interestingly, James, if he'd have gone for the overtake, he may not have ended up in the gravel there, but played it safe, and unfortunately didn't work out for him this time. Iceman though, he is all over the back of SGP and would expect this to result in an easy overtake in towards the Grande Preservativo.
I don't think it's going to be an easy overtake. I don't think Iceman's got enough straight line speed.
Do you think SGP's going to go fully protective into turn 1 here?
No, I think he knows that he's got the speed. Oh, he's gone slightly defensive. I wasn't expecting him to go that defensive. I was expecting him to have a bit more confidence, but then again, you do not want a car up your inside and you turn in and it's game over.
Yeah, definitely. You don't want it to be game over through there, that's for sure. Jason, I think, has already made 1 pit stop, so he's sitting in 4th place with another pit stop to do. David Harp's made 2 pit stops, he's now sitting in 5th place, and behind him it looks like, who is that? I think Twilight was pulling over to let somebody through there. I think he must have just given somebody a little bit of a shoving. It can happen around Monza, James. I mean, it's a very fast track, and by the looks of it, things are getting bunched up. Yeah, definitely getting bunched up.
Steve F1, he's after that spin, he's come out just behind James Hulkenberg, but the thing for Steve F1, he's had slightly older tyres than James Hulkenberg, but he's got a hell of a lot of pace. So if he can unleash that pace, he needs to get past as quick as possible.
Yeah, he's got to keep an eye on SRI attempting to move as Hulkenberg's attempting to move. Oh, Steve F1 tags the back of Hulkenberg. They both survive just, but now Twilight's off into the gravel. Oh, and he's tagged to the side of Hulkenberg. Oh, Hulkenberg got away with it. SRI didn't, and now there's a secondary contact with Steve F1.
I think Steve F1 feels like he's got a magnet attached there, but yeah, I think Hulkenberg was up.
Oh no!
I thought that were definitely pit stops. I'd have been surprised there if they had actually gone into the pit lane, but that's just showing you the mind games going on right now between these two, both on equal points. Both of them need to finish well ahead of Demon Eye in order to keep this title fight going. They're doing the best, to be fair, but Demon Eye is just keeping in 3rd place, and that's all he needs, I think.
Yeah. The thing is, though, with Demon Eye having gone that lap longer, it could put him on a different strategy to these two. These two are battling it out at the moment for 2nd in the championship. Steve F1 there sitting in 5th place. He's 4th in the championship with Hulkenberg right up his bumper.
I think it's just overtaken James Hulkenberg into turn 1 because he was behind James Hulkenberg heading into the final corner. But yeah, the Iceman's getting very, very close.
He is. I mean, the thing is, he's been right behind him for a few laps now, and he must be struggling with straight line speed. He must be, considering that we saw Demon R and SGP switching positions a lot in those opening laps and other drivers attempting the overtake. Iceman's not been able to get into that position. Now, he could be just pacing himself and looking after the tyres so that if he does decide to go long, he's still got some tyre life left.
SGP was really on the knife edge there. We're expecting him almost to touch the gravel, and that could have been an absolute disaster. So Iceman's definitely pushing him to his limit, but SGP has just got enough pace. But there we go, he's run wide again.
That he has. Now he dummied going into the pits on the last lap around to try and get Iceman. Oh, he's gone for the pits this time. Holy crow.
Yeah, I think he knew he'd cocked up in the final corner, and it was worth just pitting. But Iceman, we know he likes to go long. How long do you think he can go?
I'll get onto that in a moment, because Demon R has also pitted. So even though Demon R went a lap longer previously, he's pitted at the same time as SGP on this occasion, and that might be to reduce the possibility of SGP opening up the gap. Iceman, though, on the soft compound tyre, you can get about 15 minutes out of the tyres, but they do go off the cliff big time in the last few minutes. As Hulkenberg trying to make the move on Steve F1 up the inside into the Quattro for Maggio. Is it? No, it's not. Steve F1 covers him off.
Yeah, it was very, very close as well to touching the gravel, but he's having a little look.
As he slices up the inside, does he, Hulkenberg? Oh no! Steve F1 closes the door, slices him off like a decent cut of a pizza.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure Hulkenberg won't be falling for that one. There you can see in the background SGP just behind Jason. And yeah, Steve F1 is doing really, really well, but Iceman's just managed to get that gap. And now Steve F1, because the gap's so big to P1, he doesn't have the benefit of the slipstream.
Yeah, definitely. Interestingly though, James, we've mentioned before at other races where the pack can play a big part. If you can pit and get out ahead of the pack, you're in good a good position. Nobody's been able to do that, as SGP is having a look at making the move on Jason. So Jason had undercut SGP. Demonar is now right behind SGP as well. He's all over the back of Jason. So Demonar pitting at the same time as SGP has benefited Demonar, because SGP has got held up in the pack. So Iceman, he will be hoping to be able to pit and come out ahead of the pack. I've got a feeling it's not going to happen though, as Hulkenberg is having a look up the... Is he going to have a look up the inside? No, Steve F1 goes protective into the Grande Preservativo. Hulkenberg though, he's going to throw it around the outside surely. He's going to go balls deep, is he? He's going to dip a wheel on the grass, and Bunsel into the gravel. That's unfortunate for Bunsel.
I'm surprised by Hulkenberg. I'm surprised he didn't just go too wide there, but he managed to hold it. And here we go now through the first chicane. He tried a little cheeky look here on the previous lap.
Up the inside he goes, and a little bit of a hug and a kiss to Steve. I'm pretty sure Hulkenberg makes contact as a sign of respect.
Yeah, I think that's the way that he goes about saying, I like you.
Yeah. It's like boys at school, isn't it? I like you. Punch. Steve F1's coming back at him now, up towards the Astia Como. Can he make the move? Yeah. No, he's braked early. He's thought better of it. I think Steve F1 has decided, you know what, I'll go for the overtake with the slipstream. But as all that was going on, James, the pack is now there. Here comes SGP. Demonar's right behind him. So is Jason. So is Dave the Harp and Twilight.
I'm just really surprised how long Iceman is going on this set of tyres. I mean, I know that James Hulkenberg was the last one to pit in the first round of pit stops, but he's run wide a touch. This could give Steve F1 a run.
Oh, SGP's got a brilliant run around the outside, but he may get boxed in. Hulkenberg trying to fend off Steve F1. SGP hasn't really got anywhere to go as Bunsel makes his way into the pits. SGP decides to go. He has been boxed in. Steve F1, he's playing a dirty game, but I like him. Now Hulkenberg's in a three-way sandwich into the Preservativo. Can he hold on to it? Can he hold on to it?
Oh, here we go into turn one. No, he backs out. He backs out. Oh, I think he's run a bit wide there.
He has. He had a bit of a twitch as he did lift there. That's unfortunate for him. So down the order he goes. SGP has made the move on Steve F1, but as I mentioned, there is the pack.
Yeah, so another sign there of, backing out, playing it safe, ends up causing a situation there for James Hulkenberg, just like what it did with Steve F1 earlier on. But Iceman, there he is, leading the race, but unfortunately right now I think he would have been better to pit a couple of laps ago, because he's just losing so much time.
He is. That's the thing. I mentioned that the tyres go off the cliff, and he is on around 15 minutes on those tyres, and I'm going to guess that he's going to make one more pit stop and try to go to the end, whereas everybody else, I think they've still got another pit stop to do, but it's not going to be for another 5 minutes or so. So it'll be interesting to see what Iceman could do, or Steve F1 getting wiggly, or as my niece says, she gave us a new word the other day, James, you've heard of wobbly? She says wibbly.
Wibbly, right,
Wibbly.
Well, yeah, watch out, because James Hulkenberg likes to get wibbly. But here we go.
Steve F1, he's gone deep. He's gone deep. He locked up a little bit into the Parabolica. He may benefit from it though.
It could possibly, but Iceman's in the pit lane now, so he's just pitting for a set of soft tyres, and Hulkenberg's pitting as well. So he, after that cock up, he's pitting on the same lap as Iceman. Iceman wanted to go at the end. Do you think James Hulkenberg's probably thinking the same?
With the super soft tyre, I'm not so sure, unless it did say that Hulkenberg was on the super soft tyre. If he's putting them on again, I don't think he'll get to the end of the race. SGP's gone wide though, into the Grande Preservativo. I can't believe he's binned it when he was sitting in first place. No one around him, and he's down to 6th.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened to James Hulkenberg just a lap ago. So the race leader, he'll be foaming, and there is Iceman in P10. He does not want to get held up. He needs to get past these drivers as quick as possible.
Yeah, definitely. He is obviously still in the battle. Always he has a look up the inside at Groover, but he's tagged the wall. That'll compromise him a bit. Groover was giving him the room, but Iceman hitting the wall has slowed him down. But yeah, Iceman's still in that battle with SGP, and that mistake from SGP could cost him massively when it comes to SGP making his last pit stop.
Yeah, so here we go. Is Iceman, he needs to just pick a side and go for it, and absolutely just Dan Dare it on the brakes. He's got the grip in the tyre, but no, he's too far back.
Yeah, I think he got a little bit too much over the curves. SRI, he's gone, well, he's had some kind of adventure there because he's running a little bit slow at the moment. Groover is trying to make a move on Rich Blues, so Groover's gone from being attacked to doing attacking. Iceman is looking, you can tell that he's looking to get past as soon as possible. Jason, though, where has he come from? All over the back of Steve F1 now.
Yeah, once again, just...
SGP into the pits, SGP into the pits. Sorry, James, SGP into the pits.
Yeah, as we say every single week, Jason just has a pretty anonymous first 2/3 of a race, and then at the end just pops up near the front of the pack. So yeah, he's doing really well there.
Yeah, Steve having a look up the inside though, around the Grande Preservativo, and Jason's covered him off beautifully.
Mamma mia!
Jason knows how to defend. He knows how to protect himself.
Yeah, indeed. So Demon Art leads the race over Jason in P2 with about 2 seconds in his pocket, if not a little bit more. Then there's a bit of a gap back behind Steve F1 to Twilight, and then there is Iceman in P5. I would have thought Iceman should have been nailing through the pack quicker than this, because he really needs to be up by Demon R, so that when Demon R pits, he's got a full pit stop time advantage.
Yeah.
He does not need Demon R pitting and coming out right behind him.
Definitely not. Now, Iceman was right behind SGP when SGP pitted, so he has got a pit stop over him, and Iceman having a look up the inside, but Twilight is having absolutely none of it.
Once again, Iceman, because of that top end speed, he's just not got it. It just means that every single braking zone, if he wants to do a damn dare on the brakes, it just means he's nowhere near. And in the background, actually, Hulkenberg, he pitted on the same lap as Iceman, and he's catching.
That's interesting. Iceman having a look up the inside. If he is struggling with straight line speed, we could see Twilight come straight back past him, and this will definitely be a sign of Iceman having too low a top end if Twilight does just drive past him, because that's what Iceman should be doing. Steve F1 into the pits, Groover into the pits.
So here we go, is Twilight close enough to get back? Yeah, I think he is. I think he's definitely close enough.
Look at that, he's closing the gap. That's the benefit of having a long enough 6th gear around the outside. He's going to go, nothing Iceman can do about it. That's painful for him, that is.
Yeah, indeed. So that means he's stuck back behind Twilight now. Oof, he's trying to wear through, but if he doesn't watch out, James Hulkenberg's going to be past him.
Yeah, Hulkenberg closing in rapid. That's got to be, as a driver, that's got to be frustrating when you're having to work so hard to make an overtake. You make the overtake and then he just breezes past you on the straight. Hulkenberg, Dan Dare on the inside again. Oh, and he's managed to make it on Twilight. Nice move. Oh, he's in the gravel. No, he's not. He's all right. Dave the Harp's in the gravel though. And there's SGP. So SGP and Iceman, I think both have made their final pit stops, and that's the gap between them.
I don't think Iceman's got enough of a gap now over SGP. If SGP blitzes through the pack as quick as James Hulkenberg has been able to, I think Iceman's a sitting duck.
Yeah, interestingly as well, Steve F1 pitting when he did. Demon R did not pit. That means Steve F1 could get the undercut on Demon R. Dave Harp coming under a lot of pressure though from SGP, and yeah, this is where you're on about, James. SGP needs to slice through these cars as quick as he can.
We've just come up with a new term there. We need to slide through the pack, and here we go. Twilight just in front.
Demon R into the pits.
Demon R's got such a massive gap over Iceman. I think Iceman's going to be foaming at himself, and Twilight's run wide.
Yeah, Twilight's heading into the pit lane as well, and I am hearing that Demon R has got the soft tyres on. They're taking them off, and he's put the super soft tyres on. So Demon R has gone longer on the stint he's just completed to put the super softs on. But here comes Hulkenberg with the straight line speed up the inside. He's on the brakes though, and he's wibbling all over the place round the Grande Preservativo as they make their way towards the Quattro Formaggio.
I think Iceman will be absolutely foaming that he's just spent all that time trying to get through the pack. Hulkenberg turns up and blitzes his way through just like knife through butter.
Yeah, okay, looking at the current race order, Steve F1 has undercut Demon R, but I am hearing that Steve F1 is on the soft tyres. SGP is all over the back of Dave the Harp, and there is Iceman right in front of him. So if those two do not have to pit again, it could be a battle for the lead. I think Dave the Harp may have to stop again. Hulkenberg, I'm I'm not so sure, James. You've been you say, oh, Iceman, he's making the move, is he? As they make the way towards the As Giacomo, can he do it around the outside?
Side by side, here we go, under braking. Who's got the bigger balls?
I don't want to say.
Oh, this is so close.
Iceman dips the gravel. Oh, that's painful. David Harp's going to sneak past, and here we go then. This is the battle, the rivalry battle. SGP and Iceman, and SGP's got through, and he's going to make the move on David Harp as well. I think Iceman's struggling. Yeah, he may have dirty tyres after that little off as Bunsel's getting close to him.
Yeah, so I think James Hulkenberg, he's going to have to pit again. I think he would be best to pit around now. There's only 7 minutes remaining. No, he's kept out, but he's on super softs.
There's
They're not
Demon
going to get to the end.
Sorry, Demon R has got ahead of Steve F1, and they're not far behind as SGP takes the lead of the race. But here comes Dave the Harp out of nowhere. Can he do better than Liverpool and take a victory?
Here we go, round turn 1. SGP's running wide, hopefully. No, he just managed to hold it there.
Hopefully, you evil man.
No, not hopefully.
Oh, Iceman, up the inside of Hulkenberg. That's two to tango. Nicely done.
I think that were a situation where he wasn't happy with what had happened earlier on in the race with him and James Hulkenberg, and it were a bit of payback there from Iceman.
Demon R and Steve F1 were side by side. I think they are still side by side, by the way, but this is a battle for the lead, and Dave the Harp, he's not had many chances to lead races this championship, and he's in a great position here. I mean, even if Dave the Harp isn't able, if he's thinking about pitting again, James, could he actually think, you know what, I won't pit, I'll just suck up this slipstream?
Yeah, he could possibly, but the one thing I'm thinking about right now is Iceman. He wanted to go right to the end of the race, but he's now in third. SGP's in front of him on better tyres. If I were Iceman, I'd probably be thinking about pitting.
Yeah, do a quick, not even a splash and dash, just a dash, some super soft tyres, and run to the end. Because the problem Iceman's got as well is, and SGP to be fair, is that Demon R's on the super soft tyres, and he's catching these guys up.
Yeah, so there goes SGP
Hulkenberg into the pits. I was going to say, James, a moment ago, you've talked to, you said last week you've been talking to Hulkenberg quite a lot. Is there any, I mean, do you ever find it difficult talking to Hulkenberg? I've heard he can be quite argumentative.
Sometimes, but you know, as long as you feed him chocolate, he's right as rain.
Oh, I'll have to remember that then. Or Steve F1 all over the back of Demon R now. Steve F1. Oh, there's Jason. Jason is right back in this. This has not been an easy race for any of the drivers. No one has been able to get a lead.
Twilight. Ooh, Twilight up the inside of Groover. That were a lovely move there for Twilight.
That it was through the quattro for Maggio. I mean, Twilight, as mentioned before, he has been improving. To be fair, every driver has been improving. There is still a few things to be worked on for a few drivers, but there's definitely been improvements. I'm interested. I've no idea what's going to happen here, you know, James, because you're right in that a couple of these guys may benefit from doing a late pit stop. I wouldn't be surprised if we see David. He's been dropping off from the back of SGP, so I think his tyres have gone.
Oh, he's run wide.
Yeah,
he's in the kitty litter. He will be absolutely foaming. And there goes Demon Eye. He's managed to get through.
Who's Demon Eye?
He's a bit of a mixture. He's a bit of a mixture of both.
All right.
He's a bit like Damon Hill, only Damon R. I'm coining that one.
Okay.
Damon R. When both of them are in short, that's what they are. Anyway, here comes Steve F1. But yeah, I was just about to say, the key thing for me is, I think if you pit now, you've only got less than 4 minutes. I don't think you're going to make up the time. Dave the App is in the pit lane, not Damon R, but Dave the App is in the pit lane now. I think it might be a touch too far back though. But there is Steve F1 in 4th place, and a bit of a gaggle going on here.
Yeah, Groover, Rich Blues and Bunzel going to make it 3 wide, are they? And I think they're being caught up by, who's that up the inside? That's Formula Gary. Twilight's ran wide though, into the gravel. That loses a lot of places. That'll help out Hulkenberg, and there we go. Through he goes. Hulkenberg pitted, a lap or 2 ago? And Hulkenberg's at the back, so that just goes to show how much it's going to hurt Dave pitting when he did.
Yeah, but here we go. Bunsel's just in front of James Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg's going up the inside for his favourite move of the day.
No, he's not. He's going around the outsiders. I think Rich Blues was into the gravel. Yes, he was, with Formula Gary. So Hulkenberg now going to have a look for a bit of a switch back. Is he? Yes, he is, through the second Lesmo. He's got a great one, but here's De Minar all over the back of Iceman into the Asgiacomo. I think Iceman will be a sitting duck here. You know, his tyres are gone and he ain't got the straight line speed.
I think he made a massive cock up. As soon as SGP got in front of him, I would have been pitting, because right now he is a lamb to the slaughter.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's not a dig at Iceman, not a dig at him at all. It's never easy to change your strategy part way through a race, because you do have to question yourself all the time. And I mean, there's no point in pitting now, that's for sure. Now he's got to try and hang it out, but he's gone a little bit deep into the Parabolica, and De Minar is through. And this is where, if Iceman did have the straight line speed, he might be able to fight back towards the first corner. But I've got a feeling that Steve F1 is going to make Iceman's day a little bit worse. But look, Hulkenberg, he's managed to gain even more places. He's up to 6th place now as the packs begin to merge.
Yeah, 2 laps remaining now for these guys. Steve F1 passing Iceman, and James Hulkenberg, he's not very, very far behind this.
Sorry, Iceman closed the door on Steve F1 there, and he had to in a way, because if he didn't, I think Steve and Jason would have got past him as they made their way towards the Quattro Formaggio. Iceman's going defensive, but can he get it slowed down? Yes, just
about, but I think the more these start fighting, the more they're going to leave the door wide open for Hulkenberg, and there he is, just running in the background.
Yeah, there's a couple of cars going off in the background as well behind Hulkenberg. This is getting interesting, you know, James, because as you're about to say, De Minar is closing in on SGP.
He is closing in on SGP, but here we go. We've got Iceman is side by side.
Yeah, he had a bit of a wiggle. He had a bit of a wibbly out of the second Lesmo.
Yeah, we don't really need. We're looking at De Minar right now. We need to be looking at Iceman, but
where's he going? Where is he? He's into the gravel. The championship leader. This could be costly.
I think Iceman followed him in there. I saw a bit of silver. Yeah,
he has. Or you know what? If De Minar's tyres have gone off, if he's outburnt the super softs as Hulkenberg is past Iceman. This could be costly for De Minar. It could be costly for Iceman, because SGP needs to outscore De Minar by 11 points or more to keep the fight going on to the next race. So what's going to happen in what will be the last lap of the race?
Yes, Jason, he's just surprising me every single week how well he does near the end of the race. I mean, it's consistency that gets him there. But here we go, we've got De Minar. De Minar has got James Hulkenberg right up his ass. Yeah,
and there's a gaggle of cars right behind them as well. I think Hulkenberg's playing a sensible game here. Pulls out at the last moment. You want to be careful pulling out in the Grande Preservativo, because you never know what mess could happen.
Here we go. Through he goes.
A little bit of a touch.
De Minar giving him a little bit of a love kiss there, but I think James Hulkenberg with superior tyres is now through. But in the background, are they going to get it slowed down?
I think they might have done. The last thing you want to do is see De Minar and James Hulkenberg kissing on the end of the Grande Preservativo. But Jason, is he running? No, he's not. Jason, as you said, James, at the end of races, he appears out of nowhere and he's strong and he's all over the back of Steve F1 now. We're on the final lap of the race. I think SGP, if he doesn't bin it, he's going to win it. But what's going to happen between Steve F1 and Jason? Because Jason can sniff a second place here.
Yeah, possibly. So here we go. Final few corners to go. Steve F1 slight lock up there. Could that compromise him down the back straight?
It might. He's not had a good exit. You know, Jason he's on a charge. He's closing the gap. He's going for it. He's going for it.
Steve F1 right now just needs to keep it tight, but no, he's going back to the racing line. And here we go.
There's so much happening in the background as well. Steve F1 is a little bit wide, giving Jason the room. Jason gives him a little bit of a tap, but he's through. SGP is going to take the victory in Monza. Jason is going to take second place. Steve F1, third place is his baby. Hulkenberg fourth. De Minar fifth. Dave the Harp sixth, I think, and somebody's off.
It's Groover.
It is.
That was mental.
That was absolutely mental there. And I mean,
I think we've just renamed the circuit Mental Monza.
Quite possibly. I want to just quickly say congratulations to DGT League SGP taking the victory in Monza, James. I mean, it was a fantastic result for him. Another pole and the win. And to be honest, when he binned it around the Grande Preservativo...
Oh yeah, I never thought he was going to win then.
No, definitely. So I think what helped him is the fact that pretty much everybody else up in that sort of leading pack also had an issue somewhere along the lines.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many drivers there that could have had fantastic races. I mean, well, they all had fantastic races, but there could have been absolutely anybody could have won that. I mean, there were moments where I even saw David Hart right up at the front, James Hulkenberg right up at the front, Jason at the end, out of nowhere, Demon Hart for the majority of the race up at the front. That was just absolutely mental. I think Iceman will be kicking himself though that he didn't just slightly put his top end speed up slightly.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's one of the things that I know Demon R has mentioned on his sort of tips videos, that getting your, especially around a track like that, getting your sixth gear right is so important. And if a driver needs to check it, all they've got to do is ask, whether it be before the race day or in the practice session just before qualifying. All you got to do is ask if someone will like help you test your slipstream, and you'll get an answer. They'll do it for you, because as much as it, for SGP there, as much as it benefited SGP, Iceman having that difficulty with the gear ratio, SGP would actually, he'd rather Iceman not have had that problem and have the fight. And a bit like Hamilton, he doesn't want to win easy. He wants it to be a fight and him win.
Yeah, indeed. And well, SGP, he's fought them all and managed to come out on top once again. He's really impressing me. But I believe due to that situation, I believe we've got a new champion.
That we have. Well, is it a new champion? Is reigning champion turned into new champion, I suppose? Yeah.
It could be, if we call him Damon R, it's a new champion.
It could be a new champion, yeah. Well, we can confirm that with Demon R finishing in 5th place and SGP in 1st place, it's only a 9-point difference. So Demon R is the DGT League Toyota SFR champion, meaning that he has now got 2 titles. But I think there's plenty of drivers that can take the fight to him in the next championship, James.
Oh, indeed. Everybody seems to be just growing every single week. Not literally, but mentally. But yeah, absolutely fantastic racing. And to say there were still that mid-pack with a few too many bangs and crashes, there was a lot of fantastic driving there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Monza's one of those tracks, I tried mentioning it during commentary, it is one of those tracks where accidents will happen, and given the nature of it, because you're so close to everybody, if you're leading a pack of 5 cars and you go off, or you end up spinning, there's a good chance you're taking people with you. Or if you're in the middle of the pack and you hit someone off, it can affect so many people. I have been informed though that the admins have received a number of I don't know if you'd call them reports, or protests seems a little bit of a harsh word for my liking. Let's say they've received a few messages regarding incidents during the race that they will be looking into and have been looking into, and I will get on to the outcome of those before I go through the championship standings at the end of this video. But I mean, given the sort of reporting situation, James, I mean, quite a few of the drivers in the league have got friendly with each other. It sounds a bit wrong there. But it is a very sort of...
Come here, hey, come here, lad.
Yeah, come and meet me down at turn 1, James. We'll see if we can take a ride down to the next chicane.
We'll just hang out down at a marshal's post.
Yeah. But no, it is quite a friendly environment. So let's say, for example, if somebody had reported you, if you were racing, would you take it personally, or would you be the kind of person, or would you expect the drivers to sort of not necessarily take it on the chin, but you kind of have to take it, not with a pinch of salt, but you don't take it personally?
Don't peck it.
Don't peck it.
Don't peck it lurkily. Yeah. Well, number one, don't peck it lurkily, and then secondly, take it on the chin, and number two, learn from it, so that if that situation happens again, then at least nobody can be getting reported. Plus, as well, it's one of them situations where, wait and let's see what the stewards come up with.
Yeah, I mean, I'd second something you said there, and that is learn from it, because one of the things that I wouldn't be surprised, given the nature of many of the drivers in the league having experience or knowledge, I mean, there's always a difference in experience and knowledge, but I wouldn't be surprised if reports are made. It is in the benefit of the driver the report is against, because it's kind of like, let's say, for example, Demon R starts dive bombing everybody and hitting them off. If everyone goes, oh well, it's Demon R, he's the champion, I won't report him, he'll keep doing it and others will think it's alright. But if people go, well, I don't think it's right that he should do that, and he needs to learn that it's not right, you report Demon R gets dealt with by the admins in the way of potentially a points penalty, and it's then clear that what actions are being taken, whether intentional or not, are not the right actions to make. So that's where it becomes a learning thing, and drivers can learn from it. And sometimes incidents just happen, accidents happen, and it can't be avoided. But that is why in the DGT league you do have that benefit of, well, if you let the person back past you, no action will be taken unless it is really, really bad. So yeah. But anyway, I mean, I know throughout the course of that race we weren't able to catch all of the action, but that's because every race in the DGT Championship has been action-packed, and that one was doubly action-packed.
Because enough action for about 4 races there.
Yeah, and not only that, there's been a few special features in that race as well, James.
Special features?
Yeah.
Explain.
For example, the Grande Preservativo.
Oh, there was some stuff you were coming up with, and I thought that we'd got a third commentator in here. I mean, your accent, I felt like I was actually in Monza.
Yeah, I know, I've been working on it. Well, the thing is, you see, you know what I'm like with my corner names. You've said it before, I know the corner names quite well. Well, I was doing a bit of research just to top up my knowledge about the Monza circuit, and I found that you know how turn 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's actually called the Curva Grande.
See, the thing is, for me, Monza, it's pretty much turn 1, first chicane, Lesmo 1, Lesmo 2, under the bridge, squiggly bit, down to the final corner. Oh, there we go. That's the end of the lap. That's me. Whereas you get full on every single corner name spot on. I'm baffled.
Well, interestingly, I mean, you mentioned about my Italian accent, and you may have picked up on the turn 1, the Grande Preservativo.
Yeah. I just thought I were in a coffee shop when I thought you were ordering something.
Well, the thing is, James, Grande Preservativo means the great condom. Yeah, I made that up.
Lovely.
And the first chicane I was calling the Quattro Formaggio.
I was thinking you were 4 times yogurts.
It's 4 cheese pizza.
Hey, how close, Fromage.
Yeah.
Getting me all hungry now.
You know the bit that you just called the squiggly bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, its real name is as you've just now learned, what I've been calling it, the As-Giacomo, isn't its real name. Its real name is the Ascari.
I was thinking when you said Como, I was like, Como, but what's it on about?
No, would you like to know what As-Giacomo is?
Yeah.
Well, Giacomo is James.
Yeah.
As.
Como, is that bald?
No, it's just As James.
Oh, lovely. Ask James.
Yeah. Now,
Fabulous.
so I apologise for that, James, and just to let all the viewers know, the answer is he didn't realise at all.
No, as soon as he started going in with accent, I thought, I'll leave him to it. I don't have a clue.
I've been practising that grande preservativo all fucking day so that it just rolled off my tongue.
Talking of rolling off my tongue, we've got some lovely Italian birds just hanging outside the commentary box. I think I'm going to be wandering over and saying hello to them, but before we do that, I think we can hear from SGP, the race winner. Here we go. SGP, how you doing? Oh, thank you, I love you. Oh.
I think it needs a grande preservativo.
Unbelievable. Okay.
I was going to ask him a question, but he's gone.
No, I'm dropping. SGP, come back. Need Dave wants to have a quick word for you. Oh, okay.
Okay, SGP, you've managed to take pole and win in the last 3 races. The last race is going to be at Bathurst. Is it another race that you can win? And I am hearing as well that Demon R is going to have to take the Champions Challenge, which is starting from the back.
Yes! Scheiße!
Okay. Right then. Time, I think, to get ready to go through the final race order and also any incidents and the current championship standings. But just a reminder, congratulations to SGP.
Yeah, I didn't know he was German.
No, I didn't either. Funny, I think I'm related to him. Oh no, I'm more Italian though. I am. It's not Demonar, it's Demonar. So yeah, congratulations to SGP, congratulations as well to Demon R on taking the championship. Make sure you do come and join us for Bathurst, because these cars around there could be interesting. It is a beast of a track as well, James.
Yeah, I can't wait for it. I'm going to be making sure that we have our commentary box right on the top of the mountain.
Definitely. And as you may have noticed, anyone that is watching this, at the start of this video we did show the track list that has been confirmed and some additional race information for the next championship. There has also been a track list announcement video popped out as well by DGT. Okay, time to have a look at the race finishing order. So James, thank you very much for joining us on commentary.
No worries. Fantastic race there, and yeah, cannot wait for next week.
Definitely. Okay, let's get on with it. So the race finishing order then, DGT League SGP did take another pole position onto the victory, with Jason, a bit of a surprise, sneaking into second place. Steve F1, it's another third place for him. Maybe his name should be Steve P3. James Hulkenberg finishes P4 with Demon R, lowest position of the season for him, I think, P5. Then we have Dave the Heart, P6, Jay Bunsall, P7, Groover, P8, Twilight, P9, Iceman all the way down in 10th. That's been painful for him. Rich Blues in 11th, Formula Gary in 12th, and I'm seeing that DGT League SRI is a DNF, and I'm hearing that it's because of an unfortunate situation where he was trying to put his indicator on to show he was going into the pits, and he had a bit of a button problem, and unfortunately his car exploded. So yeah, he did not get to finish the race, unfortunately. I have also been given the information. I mentioned that there could have been a few reports placed from this race, and there was. And I've been given those reports, so I'm going to have a quick read through those. There's a few of them. The first one being Jason, Iceman and DGT League SRI on lap 1 at the first chicane. Let's see, description from whoever sent it in. Iceman brakes later. No, sorry, I think this is a description from the admins. Iceman brakes later, making it 3 wide at the apex. Contact made from Iceman into Jason, which has a knock-on effect onto SRI, causing Jason and SRI to be slowed down. Iceman benefits and completes the overtake. Warning to Iceman for an unfair overtake. Given the places back in the future for an incident similar to this would be a nice outcome, or a penalty could be applied. Second one, Jason and Twilight on lap 2 at turn 1. Into the turn, the cars are side by side, there's small contact between the cars, and Jason ends up off the track and in the gravel. Because the incident knocked Jason off the track, Twilight should have given the place back. So it'll be a penalty of -3 points taken from Twilight's season total points. The third one is Jason and Jay Bunsell on lap 4 at the last corner. Let's see, contact from Bunsell sends Jason wide and Bunsell completes the overtake. Warning to Bunsell for an unfair overtake. Giving the places back in the future for an incident similar to this would be a nice outcome, or a penalty could be applied. The fourth one, Jason and formerly Gary on lap 5 at the first chicane. Looks like Gary lags back into Jason, but Gary shared his footage and he was airborne from the curb. No further action taken. The fifth one, Jason, Iceman and James Hulkenberg on lap 9 at turn 5. Iceman bumps the back of James but is slow on the apex with Jason behind him. No further action seen as a racing incident. If you wish to wait for a driver to allow them to regain their position after an incident, please do so in a safe manner. It does not have to be instant, especially if you have car or cars behind you. On to the next one, Dave the Harp and Jay Bunsell. Lap from the end, the fast chicane from the 39th minute in the race. Jay Bunsell goes off the track and returns to the track in an unsafe manner, putting Dave the Harp into the gravel. Before Bunsell is able to give the position back to avoid a penalty, he got hit by a fast approaching car and the place is lost. Warning for returning to track in an unsafe manner. Returning to track unsafely could result in a penalty if it affects other drivers' races without giving back places where necessary. Next one, Steve P3 and Jason on the last lap at the last corner. Cars are side by side in a fair manner with small contact, no further action, racing incident. And the next one, Iceman and Rich Blues, last lap, last corner. Rich Blues brakes too late, hitting Iceman and taking him off the track. So that'll be a -3 point penalty taken from Rich Blues season points total. And that would explain as well why Iceman was down in 10th place. Dave the Harp and Jay Bunsell, 1 lap from the end. Oh, we've already done that one. Okay, I think that is all of them then. Yeah, that is it. So a couple of penalties given out there. So let's have a look at what that does to the championship standings. So as we mentioned, Demonar does take the championship for his second one in a row. However, there has been a few changes in the order here. DGT League SGP has opened up a gap now, taking solely that second place. He's now on 115 points. But Steve F1 has managed to benefit from Iceman's misfortune. So Steve F1 now into third place on 102 points. Iceman in fourth on 101. Second, third and fourth still fully up for grabs. Fifth place is Jason, but also fifth place is James Hulkenberg, but also fifth place is Jason. They're both on 80 points. And then we've got Dave the Harp in 7th on 71 points, Twilight in 8th on 58, and then Bunsell in 9th place on 51 points. Rodders rounds out the top 10, but he hasn't raced for a few rounds now, unfortunately. We then have Groover in 11th place on 38 points, and not too far behind is Rich Blues at DGT League SRI, and he's joined on 28 points by Formula Gary. Drew sitting in 15th, serving his suspension at the moment until he can get his connection firmed up a little bit. Sounds a bit dodgy that, but I mean it genuinely. So 15th place for him on 19 points, and then My Bad and Tyler are joint 16th, both on 6 points. Okay, next race is Mount Panorama, the last race of the championship. Demon R, he will take the Champions Challenge, which means that he will start from the back of the grid in Bathurst, so keep an eye out for how that goes. But we've still got a great fight going on between 2nd to 5th and the rest of the grid. Make sure you join us for the next one, and maybe I'll think of another way to keep myself entertained against James during commentary. See you again soon.